Hi everyone, it's Josh's Cindy Lou, aka Twinny Twin Mom, and I'm back with Vlogtober Day 5. And this is Tirza's Wonder Woman costume. And I made it for her 2 years ago. And it has a dress, it has a cape in case it gets chilly at night, and then it has the headband, and it also has the wrist the little wrist things, and I can't find them right now, so I'm gonna have to look for them because we wore it to the opening night of Wonder Woman. I wore my dress, she wore hers, and we looked awesome, and people were like applauding. It was great. She didn't know why. She wears this dress all the time, and she's like, don't people know I'm Wonder Woman? So I just wanted to show this to you and give you some instructions on how I made it in case you wanted to make something similar. So what I did was I just got a dress pattern that had a bodice with a ruffled skirt. And I call this Princess Wonder Woman because that's exactly what it is. This is a foofy dress. It's a costume, but it can also be like a party dress that is in disguise. So you could do this with all different kinds of things. The next one she wants me to make her is like a Batman one because Daddy loves Batman, so she wants to be Daddy's girl Batman wise. So it'll be super cool, and Daddy wants that too. So let me go over a few things. Let's just start with the headband. The headband, you can see it has the star. I did that, I cut it out by hand and I appliqued it, and then I sewed it on after the fact. So I had everything all sewn together. There's elastic in the back, but you can see there's a safety pin right there. And the reason is I knew her head would grow and I knew she'd wear it for several years. So I just kind of cover that with some hair. And that way, like now I need to extend it like a quarter or half inch because it's just a little bit too tight. And that way I don't have to like redo a whole new one because that was not easy, you guys. That took a lot of time. So here is the bodice of the dress, and it is a lame. It's very stretchy, but very shiny, and it called for a zipper in the back, but instead I folded it up and I just put a little hook and eye type thing with a button and left a little gap, and then I just trimmed it with some bias tape. Stretch it as you go a slight bit, and that way it doesn't get crazy. I had to draft this pattern myself, which is, you know, I'm a designer, so it's very easy for me. If you need help with any of that kind of stuff, go ahead and leave comments, and I will help you in the comment section the best that I possibly can. One of the favorite jobs that I ever had was I worked for House of Fabrics. And the greatest thing ever was you hear 50 times a day, like Halloween was our season. It wasn't Christmas, it was Halloween. And you get these moms that come in and they say, and the favorite exact words were, okay, so I don't know how to sew, but my kid wants to be a Power Ranger. And I'll tell you what, that costume had 58 pattern pieces. So we would just get everything together, sell it to them, and then tell them, look, if you can't do it, there's this girl right here, she'll stay up all night and sew it for you for like 30-40 bucks. And she did. This girl made a ton of money. So I was not even having it. There was no way. I did not ever make a Power Ranger costume, and I don't want to, specifically for that reason. So this is also lame right here, and it's printed, the blue with the stars. It's beautiful. I would suggest make it with a raw edge because it kind of pulls when you sew it. So I thought, well, I'll make a big hem and then I'll extend it if she needs it. No, it'll leave a bunch of holes. So don't even worry about it. Just leave a nice raw edge, or trim it with, no, I would say leave a raw edge. No big deal. So I did the same with the netting. The netting had stars, and that just gave it a little bit more of a princess look. My netting actually came with a big hole right in the middle of it, and that's why it didn't go all the way around. I just did it on the sides to poof out the sides. More of a Cinderella-ish look, and that was why, because it had a big slit right down the center, like going diagonal. So I had to make do with what I had, and they didn't have any more at the store. And then for the lasso, I just I got this really nice home deck cording, and I just I tied it up, and it's pinned on there so that I can remove it to wash the dress. And then over here I have the cape, and the cape is kind of you know, for if it's really cold that night, if they're going out trick-or-treating or whatever, trunk-or-treating, then there's something to cover the shoulders and such. But I think she only wore it that first night of Halloween. Every other time it's been fairly nice, you know, and they're all running all over so they don't get too hot. But let me click off and I will turn her over. Okay, and that's the back side. The waistband belt, I was going to do it separate, and I thought, no, it's going to come undone or something. Sorry, I think I'm blocking the light. But it's like this. So it's sewn into the skirt, and there's two pieces sewn together right here, and that way it leaves it a nice clean finish. And it was a lot of fun to make. It wasn't real difficult, but it wasn't super easy either. I'm sure there's other ways that you could do this to make it easier. And you could actually make it out of cotton and make it even foofier. So you could take the skirt and you could make it, so if the waistband is like 20 inches, you could make the gathering part 60 or 80 inches and then gather it up to where it's real big and poofy. And that way it looks even more princess, but you could make it out of cotton fabric, and that way it would be a little easier to sew with. And, you know, and your sweetie can wear it later on if she wants. She can wear it to school. But this is the Wonder Woman costume, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. If you have any questions or need to know specifics, like where you would get something or how you would sew something, you know, leave it in the comments, and I am so willing to help you guys make your little one's Halloween even bigger and brighter, and toot mama's horn while we're at it, you know, because everybody's gonna be like, is your mama making that? Yeah, my mama made that. And, you know, and that gives you that feeling of, you know, I made this for my kid, and trust and believe, I will never sell this. This goes in the box that mommy loves. Don't ever take it. Don't ever touch it. So it goes in there with like the first outfit they wore home from the hospital. It's one of those. So, you know, best of luck making your stuff. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and put it in the comments. And again, this is Joshua Cindy Lou, aka 20 Twin Mom. Go ahead and leave your comments and click that subscribe button and the bell so you can get notified as to the new things that are going to be uploaded. Okay, bye guys.